The first thing I realized is I did not update my bio. And since there are people from my ward here, I am not a primary teacher anymore. I am a compassionate service coordinator, an award missionary to the best missionary leader in any ward, who is my husband. Just wanted to make that clarification. My full name is actually Jessica Livier Mendoza de la Vega Haynes. I expect every single one of you to memorize that. And I thought it was important to put my full name up there because someone mentioned today, Liv, every time I see you, you have a different combination of your name, and I never know what to call you. And first, as a teaser that I am, I was like, just call me honey. We'll be fine. But it actually made me think, sometimes people from my past life call me Jessica. My parents, who are still hoping one day I become the son they did have, but it was not the one they wanted, call me Jessica or call me Jessie. Some of my friends call me Liv. My husband called me Bebita. And my son does not call me anything unless he needs something from me. But all of those different combinations, different names, the same as the different labels that I've used throughout my LGBTQ plus experience, represent who I am. They all speak to a part of who Liv is. And I know there's a lot of talk about labels in a lot of different circles. And I just want you to know, it doesn't matter what you are today, what you were yesterday, what you will be tomorrow, because you're always a child of God. It doesn't matter the combination, it doesn't matter the nickname, it doesn't even matter my jokes. Your eternal identity is not in question, ever. Having said that, before there was a queer LDS girl who was brave enough to get on stage with the General Relief Society presidency and say, I am queer, there was a good Catholic girl. That good Catholic girl was put on puffy, ugly dresses, not by her own choice, same as the pistachio volunteer shirt, not my vote. Someone told me, Liv, I thought you were gonna show up more femme to the conference. You can't get more femme than Mary, Mother of God. So that's my one femme picture for the rest of my life. This is my outfit for the rest of the conferences. I participated in a lot of events with my family, always going to church, waking up early, reading the cute accent always gets in the way. Saying the rosary. I went to Catholic school. In Catholic school, they taught me to sit properly, to sneeze like a lady, and to always smile. They also tried to teach me how to sew. That was a fail. So that's why I only wear stuff that I can take from the rack to the washer to my body. Whenever I find a dress and someone says, hey, you just need to put a little shirt on, it's not for me. I'm not gonna fix any of that. But my parents really worked hard to make sure that I was everything they dreamed. I have memories of my mom constantly telling me, you are our hope. We've sacrificed a lot, and you are gonna help us be in a better position. I grew up in Tijuana. I grew up seeing things that, trigger warning, I thought were normal, but I've come to find out that seeing someone hanging from a bridge from the cartel is not actually normal. And still my parents said, one day you're gonna be in a better place, you're gonna have a good job, you're gonna provide for your family. And the expectations were always so high. And you cannot complain because we've sacrificed so much for you. So I learned that I had to be strong. that I was not supposed to cry, that I was not supposed to get mad as much as I wanted. When I became a member of the church and I kept hearing the phrase, "be of good cheer," it would trigger me so much. I felt like in my poor understanding, I was not able to live through all my emotions. But having gone to law school, being stubborn, and not being my parents' traditional Mexican daughter, I started reading the scriptures. So when people started asking me, "Liv, don't be mad. What would Jesus do?" I said, "Well, Jesus did flip some tables. He did have a whip in there. I do have a collection of whips. If you have more information on that, reach out later." And I started telling people, how can I be of good cheer? When I was in elementary school, when my mom was diagnosed with her first type of cancer, 1 out of 5, I do not remember a time in my life in which my mom has not been sick. I had to memorize medicines, doctors' names, appointments. Well, I was learning to read. How can I be of good cheer when I served a mission and people came making comments about how I didn't know the hymns, I didn't go to Young Women's, I didn't know the theme, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. When I was terrified of telling my companions that I was attracted to women. When I just wanted to be a good Mormon girl. But I lived in fear. How can I be of good cheer when the November policy came out? When I didn't know what to think or what to feel about my leaders? How could it be of good cheer when I was so excited about the Gather conference and on Thursday we lost our beloved doggy Sammy? How could it be of good cheer when my friend Paola, among many other friends that I've lost, died thinking there was something wrong with her, thinking that she was alone? How can I be of good cheer when I was putting up a smile, entertaining everyone, having an amazing firecracker personality, while I was planning how to end my life? How? How could I have faith in God and in Jesus when I didn't believe in myself? Well, we always say Jesus gave us the example, so that's what I did. I learned more about his example. I learned about my favorite scene, the whip and the tables, and that having anger was not wrong. It was an emotion. It was part of who I am. It's part of my mortal experience. When he cried, when he wept, he knew he had the power to bring Lazarus back to life, and still he wept. Then why wouldn't I cry? Why wouldn't I go to my own Gethsemane and ask Heavenly Father, is there no other way? Why do you give me this piece of IKEA furniture without the instructions and potentially missing a couple pieces? While everyone else get to just know the whole plan. People, when you find out that you are LGBTQ, keep telling you about the plan of salvation and the scriptures. I know them. I read them. But what happens when the path you're taking, it's not on that version, spiritual version of Google Maps? Accepting the problems and challenges of our life does not make us ungrateful. For after much, the first one's my quote. For after much tribulation come the blessings. Sometimes it's just hard to wait for those blessings. Sometimes it's just a pause that we want to take and feel and be ourselves. We are pioneers of our own journeys. And because of my personality, the next slide, I need you to find the nearest nerd that you can find. It can be on your phone, because if not, you're not going to understand my references. So we're going to talk about Lord of the Rings. Aragorn, king, royal, excellent presence. If he were here, he would be part of gentry. Everyone admires him and thinks of him as this amazing warrior, brave, courageous. And also, if you only watch the movies, you probably have a very poor image of Boromir. If you do not know Lord of the Rings, don't worry. If you know the meme, what does not simply walk into Mordor, that's all you need to know for this part. People judge Boromir a lot. They think he's weak. He didn't want to go with them. He didn't want to help. He knew what was a risk. He knew what dangers there were out there. He knew people were going to die. He was flawed. I'm going to give him that. He was not as cute, my gay friends tell me, as Aragorn. But you know what? When the Fellowship of the Ring got together, he said, if this is indeed the will of the council, Gondor will see it done. And the Fellowship worked together, and they pushed through. And you are all my Fellowship. Some as cute as Legolas, some more of a Gimli, but it's okay. This is my Fellowship. This is what we can do to help each other be of good cheer. My family, who went from not wanting to talk about this, my father still doesn't talk about this, to throw me a unicorn-themed birthday party. My bishop back home and his wife, who supported me on every single step, and a lot of times told me, I do not understand what you're going through, but I am here with you. My husband, who did not see me as something that had to be fixed. He did not see me as a charity case. And I also didn't see him as a checklist to get to exaltation. He is truly my best friend. My group of friends that is here today, that are amazing, that are powerful lesbians, that can do anything and everything, including fixing stuff and building stuff, because I'm a lipstick lesbian, I don't do those things. And I want you to think for a moment, all of you fall in one of these categories for someone. You're someone's friend, you're someone's parent, you're someone's partner, you're someone's leader. You'll probably learn throughout this conference, oh, maybe I said the wrong thing. Maybe I should have told them it was a phase, or they were confused. I just want you to take a moment and think, you are learning. And the fact that you are here among all the LGBTQ plus beautiful people with their amazing outfits means that you're willing to do better. I apologize for the blurry photos. My mom was in charge. So as you can imagine, it's a photo of a photo of a photo sent through WhatsApp and then Facebook. Being who I am is my superpower. Being a strong, queer, Latina woman who sometimes cries is my superpower. Owning my journey is not something I'll ever be ashamed of. I did not choose who I am. There are things that I've chosen, like having the only straight thing God gave me, my hair today, and not curl it. I chose to wear a shirt that says protect queer kids, because choosing to wear something that promotes love and not hate, it's a choice that we should go for every single time. If you are a Christian, if you go to church every single Sunday, take the sacrament and make that promise to mourn with those that mourn, you cannot take another choice. Your only choice is love. So I really, really hope that these words are making it into your heart, because there's not a single verse in the scriptures that is worth losing another life.